Hey Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. We are doing some thrift shopping at Goodwill today, so let's go ahead and see what they had. In the back here, I don't normally pick up candles, but these are hand-painted candles from 1979 put out by Courier and Ives. They both have this really nice winter scene with a kind of country setting with like a little farm. And they're very pretty, and they had never been melted down or anything like that. So I did end up picking these up to try. And I looked up some comps on eBay, and it looks like they're going for around $15 or so. So I'll probably try them for around 10, maybe in my live sale. And if they don't go there, then maybe I will go ahead and put them on eBay. I came across this beautiful tablecloth that had the butterflies and the fruit on it. It appeared to be very 1970s to me, which is my general aesthetic. It's what I like to decorate with, 1970s decor mostly. But yeah, I went ahead and picked that up. My table's a little short for that, but I'm thinking about getting a new table, so I think I might hang on to that. I found this really interesting wicker vase, and it had this metal going down the side where it's ribbed there in the green and gold. I thought it was really stunning. This here had a really neat look to it. It was a candlestick. It seemed to be modern. The sticker there kind of looks like it might have said Teleflora, but I just thought it had a really nice look to it. I didn't end up picking it up, but I definitely thought it was nice. I did finally find a fairy lamp. It just wasn't the type I wanted. I want a glass one in different colors. This one had some pretty florals on it. They were asking $3. It just wasn't really my style. I've been drawn to a lot of the Western kind of items lately, the little cowboy items. And I don't know if it's because I kind of grew up on country music and around country musicians or whatever, but yeah, I've been seeing some pieces here and there. That was pretty cute. It was a little new. I really like this, and I would have got it had it not been all scratched up. It has the Lord's Prayer on this very thin metal scroll. I thought that was a really neat piece. It was a shame it was scratched up. I'm not certain if there was anything I could put on there that would get the scratches out, but hopefully if that is the case, someone came along and got it and was able to fix it. I've seen some really nice displays with old patinaed silver. People usually put them up along their mantle. They look really nice in a collection. This is something I always love to pick up, these old silvered like casserole tray holders. They are this beautiful patinaed metal. This one had really interesting feet on it. I was checking that out there. Aren't those really neat? So you can repurpose these. You can flip it on its side like this and use it as a towel holder. You can corral books within it as stand it up like that and put some books in it, or you can corral different like little crocks you have in the kitchen for your utensils and such like that. Lots of interesting things you can use with that, and they always look really nice. I've been drawn to a lot of metal artwork lately, and I absolutely love this piece. They were asking $6. It was a little pricey, but I still picked it up. I just love the overall look to it. It had the multi-toned metal to it and the beautiful design, so I think I'm going to resell that. I don't really think it goes in my decor per se, but I thought it was a really great find. So of course this adorable fox stood out to me, so I wanted to check that out. And unfortunately it had a chip on the back side of it. They were only asking $1. Had I wanted it for myself, I probably would have still just snagged it, but I didn't want to pick up something to resell with a chip, so I decided to leave it behind. They had this gorgeous stained glass art with the ice skates on it. I absolutely love that. I've always enjoyed ice skating myself. I didn't pick it up because I just don't know how many people are putting something like that out, but I did really like it. Then I checked out a couple more stained art glass pieces. This one, the angel, is unfortunately missing its wing. I found this really nice 1970s popular DIY craft where you would go ahead and take different objects and put it in this little shadow box and seal it in. I didn't like the little husk lady in it is the biggest thing. I wasn't sure how easy it would be to pry off the back. I'm pretty sure they glue that in once they're done, and the pine cone was a little weird. It was pretty smushed up against the top. I would love to make one of those someday. I don't know if they still make the kits anywhere, but to make some with some found nature objects I think would be really neat. I'm always happy whenever I see several grab bags because usually that means I'm going to get a great deal as long as the items are good, right? This little set of angels was pretty cute there. And then this had a bunch of green bowed geese. You don't see that too often. I usually do the blue bowed goose. I love the looks of this hand-painted wooden jar here. It had a parrot painted on it. They were asking $3 and it was in really great shape. I did end up purchasing this to resell, so if you're interested, stay tuned. It will probably be my live sale first and then on my eBay if it doesn't sell. This is a vintage Gift Co mug, probably from around the late 70s, 80s time period. This little tin caught my eye, the adventure, the road. I was actually going to full-time RV last year, but we all know how last year went and traveling wasn't really the best decision, so we opted not to do that. So I was curious what was inside here. So there was a couple in there that was like the cover, and there was two of these with a buck. So I had some wilderness pictures, and I can't remember the other one. Was it a fish? We will find out in a second. But yeah, that's the same one on the cover. And yeah, I think it's a fish, right? It's very difficult to take those out with one hand. Yes, it looks like it's a bass. So I'm really big into being in the great outdoors. I love to go hiking and I love being out in the wilderness. So this is right up my alley. Anything to do with traveling, nature, gardening, homesteading, things like that. It's just really fun for me. So let me know down in the comments, when do you start picking up Christmas decor again? I still am not really in the mood to get it. I've been picking up a couple things here and there, but I really am just kind of skimming through it. I did think that painted egg was pretty nice though. They had this vintage drummer boy package. I could tell it was empty inside. It was too light for there to be anything in there, and had $10 on it. So I'm guessing someone probably took it out, unfortunately. But yeah, $10 for that would have been a little too pricey anyway. So let's take a poll in the comments down below. Do you guys like this movie or no? I think I am the only person that really does not like this movie. I just don't understand the appeal to it. But they market it very well. I'm always saying things from that movie. I told myself I wasn't going to pick up any Christmas today, but for some reason, this Christmas tree in the back with the jingle bells on it really caught my attention. I thought it was the neatest thing. I love that it was surrounded by jingle bells. It was only $3. It might be something I keep. I just thought it was really neat. I like the size to it. I probably should have just grabbed the little wooden egg. That would have been smaller and easier to hang on to than the tree, but I just was more drawn to that, I guess. They had some more pretty candlestick holders on the top there. I guess this is more of a base candle holder. This one had the beautiful painted fruit on it. That one was a pretty good price. I just don't really do candles. I do appreciate what it looked like though. I really love fruit decor. They had this beautiful art piece here of a landscape. I have a whole gallery wall with this type of art. It was made with these different colored pebbles. I'm not sure the name, the technical name of the art technique, but they are really neat. How adorable was this cow on a couch picture? I just fell in love with it. They were asking $6, but it was new in package. And yeah, I just had to have it. You guys know I love the state souvenir pieces, so this was a great find. New Hampshire, nice little tray here with all of the different things you can sightsee. So yeah, that was great. I also found this really great harvest bucket down in the plant section. Typically all the newer stuff that Goodwill carries is down here, but that was hanging out down there, so it was a great find, only $3, and will definitely come in handy for the harvesting season in the garden. Well, wasn't this just an adorable little find? It is all hand painted. It's just a little shelf sitter, but I just fell in love with it, with the seed packets and the vegetables. So me. I love digging through this wooden section so much. I found this Jesus fish and it didn't have any way to hang it up. I wasn't quite sure how you would use it, so I didn't end up picking it up, but that was a pretty neat to see. So I was actually trying to check out the shelf that was underneath that, but in removing that other shelf, I found this wooden fishing pole with a magnet on the end. It was so adorable. It was probably some kind of an Amish toy, I would guess. They're really good with the, making things out of wood, so that's just what what made me think of the Amish. But yeah, it was only $3, I think, and I have a couple of sons that will enjoy that and have a ball. So this is the shelf that piqued my interest. It had a nice mid-century look to it, just the way that the design was. And it says it was made in Indonesia on the back there. I just couldn't figure out how it would display because it was such an odd shape and there was no hangers to it, so I still wasn't able to figure out exactly how that would have been used. I found this little paper doll type item in the crafting section. I got it for my boys to play with. I think they'll enjoy that. And I saw this little vintage doll head back here. He looks very 1960s, 1970s. I did set it in my cart for a little bit and then I decided to put it back just because I wasn't sure what anyone would really do with it. I don't know if people are really into the doll making too much, or at least my clientele, so I just put it back. I didn't really want to get stuck with it. I've been pretty disappointed with my Goodwill's book selection the last few times I've gone. They used to have a really huge book section and they've definitely scaled back quite a bit. My favorite was always the cookbook section, and they don't even have a specific section for that right now. There's just a couple here and there. So it's kind of disappointing. I used to find all kinds, but I don't know. I guess it's saving me some money, right? This here was a nice find, the Food Babe Way. I recently just bought her cookbook a few months ago. It was released, and she's a really big advocate for healthy eating, and she has investigated all the ins and outs of the ingredients in food products. So she's an interesting person to follow. I would definitely recommend checking her out. This was kind of an interesting book, all about apple cider vinegar and the many uses of it. So it doesn't seem like there would be that many different things that it would be good for, but apple cider vinegar is something special, I guess. When I saw this book, all I could think about was Mr. Belding and his bonsai tree on Saved by the Bell. Do you guys remember that? I used to watch Saved by the Bell a lot as a little kid. I don't believe it was new episodes, they just used to be reruns, but I used to watch it all the time and I just remember Mr. Belding and his bonsai tree. This was a neat cookbook, the Madison County Cookbook. And so it's a bunch of recipes filled with their community, I guess. They had put this all together. Not quite sure, but it seemed to be a really nice cookbook and one of the only ones I found, so I did pick that one up. The color of this book kind of drew me in. It looked like it would be a neat read. So, Daily Meditations for Adult Children. It was kind of an interesting title there. So, just, interesting little things to read and make you think. This was funny because I had just picked up last week or the week before this same book, but it was the teens version. And I wasn't sure if I had this one in my collection. I knew about the book, but I actually like that this was already used and underlined. It's always interesting to see the things that other people pull from books, but yeah, I like to underline things in my books as well. I did find one more cookbook down here. I kind of glanced through it briefly, so I'll show you guys at the end what it was. I've been wanting to get a couple of oil lamps just to have on hand in case, power goes out or anything like that. I just think they're really neat. This was beautiful. It is hooked up to electric, as you can see, but I mean, it was gorgeous. Look at that green. It's almost like a two-tone. The top seemed to be just a little bit more teal in color, but yeah, I just thought it was a fantastic lamp, and I did pick that up. So the checkout line was super long this day for whatever reason. I normally go shopping on this day and it's not that bad usually, but today I guess there was a lot of people that wanted to go. And they were doing something I've never seen them do before. They put out these huge bins out in the middle of the aisle and we just kind of had people digging through it, which I thought was kind of interesting. It seems like a way that a lot of things could get broken, but I guess they said because they were so busy, they've been doing that when it gets really busy, so I don't know if they can't access the shelving or whatever, but I did glance through it a little bit. I wasn't really going to dig too much. It's kind of, all on top of each other. I only got one hand to work with, and I was in line to cash out. I did find this little jar of these little figures that I picked up for my boys. I usually try to find them a little toy to play with, so that was pretty inexpensive, and I thought they were cute. They had a little Buzz Lightyear in there. So I found this accordion style metal holder. I don't know if it's to hold, like to carry a casserole dish. If you guys know what this is used for, definitely drop it down, but you can accordion it so you can adjust it to whatever size you need, which I thought was a really neat piece. They're asking $6 for that. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe so you can catch more videos like this me in the future. And let's go ahead and check out what I ended up purchasing today. Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye!